Hello, everybody. This is Doug Seed. Larry Seaman has me here today to talk about my 50 years in the Salem Exchange Club. It goes back to 1972, actually. Apparently, I show up in a newsletter from December of 1972. And Jim Thompson, who was the president of the Exchange Club back then, he came to my family's travel agency, Gateway Travel, and asked us to provide a guest speaker. So I brought the TWA Airlines rep, and she came and she was the guest speaker that day, and they invited me to join. And at 21 years old, I was 21 and about 2 weeks, joined the Exchange Club, and here I am in 2023. And, I've had a great time with all the friends I've made and people I've met and things we've done in all those years and all the things in the town that we've accomplished. So that's the initial introduction is Doug Seed, 50 years.
Where were you meeting at that time?
We were meeting, the Exchange Club met at the 88 restaurant, which was, at the time, we were at where Jocelyn's restaurant is.
Oh, yeah, right.
On the corner of Seed Street, oddly enough, and 28. That was the 88 restaurant. Way back, when I was a kid, it was called the Terrace Restaurant. And it was Flounders and a bunch of other places over the years. Lotus Garden.
Right.
And, but that's the building where we met.
Right.
And where I joined. And from there, I think we ended up at the Ramada Inn, which is now the Holiday Inn.
Right.
And we were there for a long time, many years. And then I think we moved to, do you remember Leone's restaurant in front of the Fireside
Yes, I do, right.
Motel? When we were there, it was the OK Corral. And then we actually ended up back at the Holiday Inn when it was after it had been remodeled. We went there and we were there for quite a long time until our final move, which was probably 12 or 15 years ago, to the fabulous facility here at Blackwater Grill. So Christian Breen has been incredibly great to us.
Right.
And he has a family connection to the Exchange Club. His father is Charles M. Breen, who is our first scholarship that's now administered by Dollars for Scholars.
Right.
Yeah.
Named for him.
Yep.
Very good. You're talking about Seed Street. Relation?
Yeah,
Related?
yeah, it's seeds. Yeah, it's my seeds.
How did that come about?
Well, my parents bought the land between Seed Street and the river at Lucky Dragon in like 1946 or 8. And that was a property owned by Benning Noyes, who of Noyes Terrace fame. The Noyes Terrace was behind that restaurant, behind 28 to Lawrence Road, his whole development in there. So a post-war development. So anyway, somehow my parents had sold some house lots behind there, and access at the time was only Patty Road, but then they put in Seed Street.
So you were chairman, the first program you were chairman was for the Bloodmobile?
I think that was, yeah, Bloodmobile. It used to be a big thing. It came and parked in the parking lot at the 88 restaurants.
Oh, right.
But we bought the first canine dog for the town. And we provided the dog named Kelly to the Salem Police Department. We provided the first, it was called Resuscitation Annie, when CPR first got trained, right? So we all got trained, but we provided the town with the Resuscitation Annie doll for the training. I remember I was chairman of Vial for Life. That was one where we held it at the old town hall, and the key to that was seniors would come with their medical information and all their list of pills, and you put it in a pill bottle which they would then put in their refrigerator. So the EMTs knew when they came to a situation at somebody's house to check in the refrigerator for their key information, their medical information. We did Operation ID. We bought a bunch of engravers, and we had people borrowing them from the police station and engraving their social security number on the back of their VCRs and their televisions and all the things that were important to them that might get stolen. That was an initiative, and a lot of these things are dated now. Of course they're dated, but in 1973, 5, 1980,
big deal.
It was a big deal. Yeah, exactly.
The parade, of course. How did the Exchange Club get involved in that, and what was your role?
Well, my dad was my family was involved in the Board of Trade, so I was working on the parade even back, in the 60s. And the Salem, let me get this right, the Salem Route 28 Businessmen's Association kind of combined with the Board of Trade and the new Chamber of Commerce, and the whole thing became the Chamber of Commerce, the Greater Salem Chamber. That kind of all melded together. Early 80s, somewhere in there. Well, the parade was the Board of Trade thing, and so somebody kind of had to take it over. It just wasn't functioning with their organization. So the Exchange Club stepped in, and for about 10 years or more, it was the Salem Christmas Parade, Salem Exchange Club Christmas Parade. And so that went until it was very difficult to do. It's hard, you have to raise a lot of money. And it was, it had run its course with us, and Pat Hargraves stepped in and took it over from us.
The next float coming down the parade is the Salem Exchange Club. They built this chimney and filled it with balloons, which I believe went off in front of the reviewing stand. Thousands of balloons. They were out there since 6:30 this morning filling this box up with balloons, helium balloons. Give a kid a flag to wave. They've been handing out about 3,000 flags, American flags, along the parade route to children. They're taking a donations here. Many friends and businessmen from around town.
And you hosted the parade at times, didn't you?
I did host for I think it was the millennial, the Y2K.
Oh, yes,
yeah,
right.
I did that Christmas parade that year. And I hate to say it, but the audio, and I think the audio was messed up, and it never got broadcast that year. Never happened. So I had the fun of doing it. I think I did it. I did it with Mike Carney and Debbie Parent, who was, sorry, I don't know her married name. She's the person that got the whole Field of Dreams thing going. And we wouldn't have the Field of Dreams if it wasn't for Debbie, who I went to high school with. And so I did the parade with her and Mike Carney.